Okay, haikus. Why do we do haikus? Why do I think it's cool to do haikus? Anybody? I even told a whole story about it on the first day of class.
Well,
Raphael.
I don't know, it makes you synthesize like a lot of information in some ways. Like a
It-
creative way to think about the information as well. So
It makes you use, yeah, exactly. It makes you use a different thought process when you think about the information. And the guy that inspired me to do this, actually, a guy named Leo Bobauta. He wrote a book called Zen Habits. But in that book, he was making a point about how to do the best quality work. And so he said, if all you want to do is write a haiku, 17 syllables on the topic, and you have a haiku. But if you want to write the best haiku or a good haiku, you need to actually figure out what are the most important 17 syllables on the topic. And so I did this morning, just before we got here, I did come up with one that I think works from yesterday's lecture that maybe will help somebody remember something that they didn't know before. So P equals, that's a Q, P equals F times V. V is always surface speed. Forget about feet. P equals F times V. V is always surface speed. Forget about feet. Is this a true statement? Is it true that V is all, so P equals F times V? Is that true? All right, so P equals F times V, we believe that's true. V is always surface speed. Is that a true statement? All right, in our equation, so P equals F times V. V is always the surface speed. What are the units for surface speed? Surface feet per minute. So feet per minute. What are the units for force? Newtons or joules per something, right? So do the units work out? P equals F times V. The units work out, right? And the units don't work out if speed is RPM, right? So the units work out for V being surface speed. What about the feed, though? So in our chip formation here, we're saying that, so the surface speed is this direction, right? Direction my finger's pointed. So as our chip is forming, the surface speed is going this direction. Is there any component of the motion of the machine tool that impacts how the chip is formed that's not that surface speed? The motion of the tool relative to the workpiece, or relative to that surface of the workpiece, actually has a component in this direction too, right? That component's the feed rate, the feed in inches per minute. So the reason that we say forget the feed is because the surface speed is significantly greater than the feed. And so there are machining conditions where that feed rate is actually an important component of P equals F times V. But in the normal machining conditions, the feed rate is so much smaller than the surface speed that we neglected. I mean, what kind of feed rates do we get? Anybody seen a feed rate? Anybody calculated a feed rate? What's a feed rate you calculated for your chart? Yeah.
Like 0.00015 pt.
So that's inches per revolution or inches per tooth. Anybody know what a per minute feed rate for that would be on a reasonable part? You get feed rates of like 6 to 20 to a fast feed rate in a milling operation would be 100 inches per minute. It's a pretty fast feed rate for a milling operation, 100 inches a minute. The surface speed for that same operation might be 6,000 surface feet per minute. So 10 times greater from going to 100 to thousands, 6 times greater from going from 1 to 6, and another 12 times greater from going from feet to inches. So that feed rate is so much smaller than the surface speed, we neglect it. We leave it out of the equation.